I don't know how many of you are familiar with the evangelical figure of Dave Ramsey. He's one of these weird people that cross-sections three major elements of life. He's a big deal in the Protestant world as an evangelist. He's a big deal in the financial world as a mind, and he's a big deal in the leadership world for all the same reasons, right? He's got this podcast, and little clips of it start showing up on my phone. And he's got this line, he says it over and over and over again, and it's important that you don't think about it too hard because it does start to unravel at the edges, but he says you shouldn't take financial advice from broke people. Like, because the theory being, like, if their financial advice was so good, they wouldn't be broke. Okay. Blessed is the man who follows not the counsel of the wicked. Look, I know it's important you don't take principles out of their native context because it warps them, it makes them less and less and less useful. But you shouldn't take moral advice from wicked people. That doesn't make any sense. Nor should you take advice from miserable people. You should take advice from the people whose lives are the way you want your life to be. Not the way their lives can't appear the way you want your life to be. And unfortunately, it's very hard to tell the difference on the outside until you start to spend time with them. But you for sure should not take moral advice from wicked people. That path, at best, leads to wickedness. And at worst, leads to misery, self-indulgence, and ultimately, death and destruction. Don't take moral advice from wicked people. Do not follow in the way of the wicked, but instead walk in the way of the Lord. Is it always going to be rainbows and roses and honey and butterflies? No, of course not. You have no farther to look than the life of the Messiah. But if you need more data, look at the lives of the saints. It wasn't 30 years into Christianity, and most of the apostles had been martyred. And anybody of any note who had become associated with Christianity died. But of course, the blood of the martyrs is the seed of the church. When we suffer, if we do so well, and we do it for the love of Christ, people see that, and their lives are transformed. Now, it's one thing to say, don't take moral advice from wicked people. It's another thing to say, be a good person so that people might be instructed by your life. St. Paul tells them that, right? Brothers, be emulators of me. I'm going to be honest, I wouldn't say those words. There's a lot still wrong with the way that I live, that I'm like, live the way that I appear to live. I'm still struggling pretty mightily on the inside. I'm still struggling pretty mightily when the doors are closed and the lights are off and nobody else is around. But maybe that's my personality. Like, I know for a fact external pressure is a big deal for me. Meeting my own deadlines, very difficult. Meeting somebody else's deadlines, regardless of how important they are in my life, very easy, very motivating. But strive nonetheless to live a life worthy of having other people emulate.